will be bowl eligible. Georgia Tech trying to snap that losing streak. They've been so close. 5 losses by single digits for the Jackets this season. Boston College to receive. Georgia Tech won the toss and deferred. So we're ready to go from Bobby Dodd Stadium. First visit since 2012 for the Eagles to the Flats. There will be no return on the opening kickoff. So we'll see that BC offense and Phil Jurkovec, the junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and a transfer from Notre Dame, coming off with a wrist injury, James, and in there to start this game for BC.
Goes in on Friday morning and talks to his head coach, Jeff Hafley. This is last Friday, and Frank Signetti, he said, I'm playing tonight. And Hafley said, when your best football player says that, you play him. And you can just tell how happy this entire team is to have Phil Jurkovec back out there. Dennis Grosel filling in the best he could, but missing 6 games in the stretch they had. But those 4 losses was pretty tough without him.
Jurkovec's pass is a short hop near the 35-yard line and incomplete on first down. He was looking for Trey Barry. Carpenter defending, and now our impact players brought to you by your local Toyota dealers with the Eagles on offense.
Well, Zay Flowers, we saw him off the top, a big playmaker. Get him the football any which way, not just through the air, jet sweeps and whatnot. Number 4 on offense, number 4 on defense. That's not a tough assignment for you guys. Just watch for the forwards. Quest Jackson, you can't help but see him all over the field. 14 tackles in that Pitt game a few weeks ago.
He is the leading tackler in the ACC, over 10 per game, and Georgia Tech is ready for the BC ground game, and that'll be a loss of 2. Pat Garwo, the sophomore on the carry, goes nowhere and loses a couple.
It's been the Garwo show offensively for Boston College. Stuff behind the line of scrimmage right there, and this is a Georgia Tech defense stepping out there on the opening series trying to get 3 and quickly off the field. What a big boost this would be, and I told you about the fight off the top. Again, this is a team coming off a tough loss to Miami without their starting quarterback, their leader. First couple snaps looking pretty good and fiery anyway.
BC 8th in the conference, 3rd down percentage. This pass is caught near the 45 in stride. Jalen Gill with the grab from Jurkovec. Big pickup on 3rd down for BC.
It starts up front with the protection. A great job. A little game there. They bring 4. A little bit of pressure late on Jurkovec, but he stands in there strong and gives Jalen Gill, just enough time to clear the entire defense and hits him near the boundary with the trailer Wesley Walker. Big first down on 3rd down.
Gill, the Ohio State transfer, got 25 yards on that previous play. This is Garwo to the Georgia Tech side of the 50 and 3 yards for Pat Garwo.
Therein lies the rub too, Tom, with Andrew Thacker's defense. Is just 3rd downs have just been a killer. Last in the ACC when it comes to defending those 3rd downs. And Phil Jurkovec taking advantage.
Jurkovec did not have to throw it a lot last week against Virginia Tech. He will throw it again. He'll air it out down the middle of the field, and a wide open man. It's Zay Flowers into the end zone for Boston College. 48 yards from BC to the house.
Smiles on the Eagles sidelines. Little play action pass hard to Garwo, and Garwo doing a good job of picking up the blitzing Quest Jackson. Jackson got a little bit of Phil Jurkovec, but still, that's a big guy at 6'5", 226 pounds. Got to get more than a little bit. Able to stand in there strong and lay it out there for a wide open Zay Flowers. What seems to be some miscommunication there in the secondary in a big, painful way, because just like that, BC on the road up 7-0 here in Atlanta.
Goodbye. His 3rd receiving TD, 48 yards. Bates of BC's in the end zone.
Well, miscommunication. Bottom of your screen, the corner there swelling. It looks like he feels like he's got help. these safeties, they use them as robbers so much in this defense. No safety help at all, and nobody there at all when it comes to covering Zay Flowers, and just too easy. That's one way to give number 5 his groove back, starting to get back into the rhythm a little bit coming in, and lathered up after the first series, probably feeling like he's 110% back. They'll take it 7-0, just like that.
Gibbs is the return man for Georgia Tech. Last week he had 98 kick return yards and 237 all-purpose yards a week ago in the loss at Miami for Gibbs. So we'll see what he can do on the kickoff from Boston College. Gibbs from the 2. Division. The burst. There goes Gibbs across midfield. Gibbs to the 10. And he is gone. 98 yards. And the kick returned by Gibbs for a touchdown.
No doubt about it, coming into this one today, you knew without Jeff Sims, Jahmyr Gibbs was going to have to be the star of the show offensively for Georgia Tech. Little did we know he would get it done before they even took an offensive snap to the house on the kick return to tie it up.
Somaglia adds the extra point, 98 yards. Gibbs, the touchdown return on the kickoff for Georgia Tech.
A kick returner as well. Add that in. 12:46 left in the first quarter, and we've already got 14 points scored.
Imagine being Connect Home Security.
We're all motivated by something, a place to go, an idea to pursue, a legacy to leave.
Today, folks weren't even in their seats yet, and Gibbs goes 98 yards, James Bates.
The drone wasn't even low enough yet. Look at this. There you see, and you know, the problem here, you can even tell from way up top, is you've got to stay in those lanes. Everybody chomping at the bit there on that kick cover team. So excited to be out there wanting to make the play. But not everybody's going to make the play. Somebody's got to be on the outside to force that back in to all the other bodies. And there you see the last 6 games. Not bad numbers.
You just had a feeling, as much as we've seen him this season, as Levy will stay in the end zone, as much as we've seen Gibbs and the electrifying plays that he is capable of, you just had a feeling that he might bust one. And he did. First time since 2018, Georgia Tech has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That was Wanye Thomas in a game at Georgia. And so this time, it's Gibbs. And you could tell, James, once he broke through the initial contact in that first line of Boston College special teams, he was gonzo.
Wormy, my man, come on. Admit it. It's pre-game. My broadcast partner said, hey, Gibbs might run one back today.
You just had a feeling, as I said, based on what he'd done. Now, it is very early, and BC has already shown proficiency on the offensive side with Jurkovec, who, by the way, James, hardly threw the ball at all last week. Really, the way the game went against Virginia Tech, it kind of dictated the fact that they could run the ball, but it's clear he's getting closer to 100% healthy, and the wrist doesn't seem to be an issue on those long balls he's thrown.
No, it's it's just getting back and getting into a rhythm, even though he has been taking those reps kind of mentally, if you will, 10 yards behind the other quarterbacks in practice for quite some time. It's not the same until it's full speed.
That was Garwo into the line, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Our keys to the game are brought to you by your local Ford dealer with James Bates.
We're in Atlanta after all, so I had to go TLC, baby. Don't go chasing Jackson Waterfalls, Boston College. Hey, play that stingy defense. Don't chase anything because you've got the studs on the other side of the ball. They can pop a trick play on you. You got to just settle down and play old school football. Georgia Tech, no scrubs. Hey, don't settle for anything less than winners. You only want winners, Jeff Collins. Find a way to win. That's been the bugaboo. Finishing.
Can BC find a way on third down? Jurkovec again down the sideline. And that is incomplete. Looking for Williams. Zamari Walton was back there. Blanket coverage, and it's incomplete. And Boston College, which converted a long third down play on the way to a touchdown in their first possession, will have to punt.
Even though that ball fell to the turf, Jurkovec dropped it right in there. A great job by Walton to run under it and to knock it away. That was a beautifully thrown football as well. Good stand for the defense.
Carlson the punt. Ray wants the fair catch and makes it at the 30. So Georgia Tech will get its first chance on offense because Gibbs ran that kickoff back for the first time Georgia Tech touched the football. So we told you Jeff Sims, a myriad of injuries, primarily a shoulder to his throwing arm. So Jordan Yates, the redshirt freshman, Alpharetta, Georgia, he gets the start today, James.
And he's not the same physical football player as Jeff Sims. He's not as tall, as big, so you won't have a similar type system all the time. Jeff Sims can sit in there, kind of like Jurkovec. Go roll him out a little bit more.
Flips it out to Gibbs up near the 38-yard line. On the first down play, he got 8. Mike Palmer made the tackle.
Here's Jeff Sims and the street closed before the game here today. You see him, it's perfect football weather. He's blown into those hands trying to warm him up. He's from Jacksonville after all. You know, those Florida kids. They get a little bit cold, and they're a whole lot cold. Nice play on first down here for Georgia Tech. Second down as well.
Yeah, right side of the first down for Gibbs. So that'll move the chains. He got 5 on the run as we check out the impact players brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Jackets on offense.
Well, a lot of injuries on defense. Vinny DePalma, you saw him there doing a great job sliding over that Mike linebacker to fill in for IGM, Isaiah Graham Mobley. And Jahmyr Gibbs is big in the backfield, but J.P. Mason has been so important so many times. That Miami game, he made so many big plays on third down and so many good blocks.
This is Gibbs around the edge and out of bounds. So Gibbs doing it on the ground. You mentioned Mason, James, who had a 71-yard touchdown run in the first quarter in the game against Miami. Gibbs just got 14.
And what this will do, good job. Look at that offensive line taking the punch to that defensive front. The ability to run this football is going to make this game a lot easier on Jordan Yates and a lot easier to call the game for Georgia Tech.
Yates will toss it out the other way. Smith. And he's down there at the 30-yard line. That's first down yardage just inside the 30. Cam Arnold had to make the stop for BC and a 14-yard play for Smith.
Back to the old Paul Johnson days here. Look at the bodies hitting the floor, all the cuts over there, and a great job on that block on the edge because not only does it knock down the one defender, but it also takes Vinny DePalma out of the play as well. 2 for 1.
Yates pass, complete 25-yard line. Bounced out of bounds is Adonicus Sanders. Yates, who completes 64% of his passes, got 10 on that one. That's a first down. And now Georgia Tech moving into the red zone, and the Jackets have just entered the CPI security red zone with that ball at the 19-yard line with a pass by Yates to Sanders.
Adonicus Sanders, how big has he been a few times this year? He had the game winner from Jeff Sims in the final minute at Duke.
That was a 36-yard reception with 51 seconds left and the game-winning points for Georgia Tech on the road at Duke. Smith tries to work his way up the middle and gets to the 12-yard line. That's 7 yards on the carry. Dante Smith. Palmer had to make the stop, James.
Everybody's banged up this time of year quickly over the football, especially this offensive line for Georgia Tech. But the guys that are in there right now, they're doing an excellent job here early of taking the pop to that defensive line, winning the battles up front early.
This pass to the goal line and caught for a touchdown. What a throw by Yates. What a catch by Carter. 12 yards. Georgia Tech in the end zone.
And this is the backup. That's a QB1 throw right there. It was tight coverage he had to throw into. A back shoulder throw. Almost impossible to defend that one. Excellent job. Jordan Yates getting really most of the starts as snaps as Lauren told you. Second half of the week and on the same pages with the receivers, that's for sure.
Yates with his 6th TD pass of the season, James, as he hit Carter for the TD. And Georgia Tech has taken a 14-7 lead on visiting Boston College.
Death Valley, the 404, the Loud House.
It's game time, baby.
Enter Sandman, running through the smoke. Shake the gate.
So BC takes over, trailing 14-7. Eagles did score in their first possession, 48-yard TD pass. Jurkovec hitting Zay Flowers. This is Stewart on the replay. Look at the left leg give out.
Oh my goodness, ankle and knee. There's all kinds of ugly right there, and he's nursing it a little bit over on the sidelines. Hopefully he's okay. So you have some Aglia may be concussed after his headbutt. Could be an adventure with the kickers today.
An incredible first 25 minutes of this game. This one over the middle. That's behind the receiver. There is no flag. Williams. And Miles Sims was back there defensively for Georgia Tech. We started at 3:30, James. We're approaching 4 Eastern, and we have seen all kinds of stuff so far in this game.
There you go, the play action pass. Plenty of time again. Going a little bit behind. Seemed to be in a rhythm on his earlier throws. That one off the mark as he throws it behind Williams.
There's some movement along the line, and flags come out.
Part of the snap, ball start. Offense, number 16, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Jeff Heiser is our referee today. Penalty against the Eagles. And Joey Luchetti, the junior from Wayland, Massachusetts.
Top 25 in the nation, half these Eagles are. And fewest penalties. And it's little penalties like that can kill you on the road.
Jurkovec, sturdy pocket. Over the middle, Luchetti, right at midfield. The guy who just got flagged for the penalty makes a big play up the middle of the field, right at the 50 for 26 yards.
Yeah, nobody there for him. A couple of these completions way down the field for Boston College have been guys that were running free. Luchetti totally redeeming himself after the 5-yard penalty.
12th catch of the season, Luchetti. At that tight end position for BC. Right on the Georgia Tech logo here at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Room on the left side. Oh, great move at the 45 and inside the 35. On that run for Garwo. James, how about that move he did for 17 yards?
Well, on the edge, you got to close. Close right now. Don't give him all that wiggle room. If you react, you read it and react. Go shut it down so that gap, so you get him when it's all messy and ugly there in the thick of it. You let him get out wide, and a guy like Garwo, he can run through you, and he can also run around you, showing you some nice moves on the edge right there. Good job by the back.
He gets the ball again. This is a more modest gain, if any, for Garwo, wrapped up by Kyle Kennard. He got a yard. Garwo for Boston College last week, James, carried the ball 30 times for 116 yards, had a touchdown run of 3 yards in the third quarter in the 17-3 win in the red bandana game. And we know what that means to the folks in Chestnut Hill and at Boston College.
Absolutely, so special. Garwo just 195 yards in his career coming into this season. Over 800 after last week's game.
Way faking the rollout. Jurkovec directing traffic. Goes against the grain at the 25-yard line to Jaden Williams. Took a long time to develop, but they got 9 on the play.
Time to develop, but no panic. Adam Jurkovec directing traffic back there. Booth buying him some time. Able to get it off and move those chains down inside the 25 of Georgia Tech now.
That pass yielded a first down for the Eagles. Right side, Garwo. Another move and down to 15. Did the ball come out at the end? Georgia Tech thinks it has the football, and the officials agree. Georgia Tech had 3 fumble recoveries a week ago. They've got one here in the first quarter against BC.
The Jackets went 8 straight quarters going into that Miami game last week without forcing a turnover. Their defensive coordinator, Andrew Thacker, preaching those chaos plays. They had been absent. This one is definitely going to stand. Georgia Tech forcing 4 fumbles now in the last 2 weeks after coming up empty 2 straight games. And remember, not only the 3 fumbles that they recovered against Miami, but the interception return on the 2-point try by the Hurricanes by Yates Thomas. They have become a turnover machine the last couple of weeks, and what a shame Garwo had another good-looking run there off the other edge. He's got to secure that football.
Ely had the hit. Jalen Huff had the cover before Georgia Tech can get started.
Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's Dylan Leonard, the tight end. Sophomore from Milton, Georgia. So again, if you're just joining us with 5:46 to go in the first quarter, Jeff Sims, primarily because of a shoulder injury, but some other issues as well, unable to go. Jordan Yates getting his 4th start of the season. Started ACC games against Clemson and North Carolina, and also against Kennesaw State, where he threw for 254 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. Gibbs stretches it out, shakes his way to the 20-yard line. James, I don't know about you, but this game is ultra entertaining here in the first quarter. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Well, it's more of the same down in Miami, and it's very similar to Miami last week. It was 14-0 from the giddy-up Miami, and we're like, oh goodness, okay, here's Georgia Tech. You know, maybe they're going to fold up the tent. We're really going to earn our money in the broadcast booth, trying to make it interesting because Manny Diaz and Miami's going to run away with it. And same thing today. It starts off, Jurkovec throws that bomb to Zay Flowers. It looks like they may run away with it. Georgia Tech not going anywhere. They just continue to fight. But they're going to have a big fight on their hands throughout this one because this is a Boston College football team. They've got some fight to them as well, snapping that 4-game losing streak last weekend with the big win over Virginia Tech, holding that Virginia Tech team to just 3 points. So here comes a big 3rd down. Again, Georgia Tech has not been good on 3rd down, especially the 3rd and medium situations. Boston College, on the other hand, has been really good getting off the field on 3rd.
Georgia Tech last in the conference on 3rd down, 36%. Can Yates get it by himself? Reaches for the first down marker. He is beyond the 25-yard line. He's got it by a yard. Yates for 3 yards. Burton made the tackle on Yates.
Yeah, Vinny DePalma, the middle linebacker, has to go flying out of there because anytime Jahmyr Gibbs is included in that pass route, in that play, you've got to respect him. He's a great back, as we've seen early in this game, running the football, but catching it out of the backfield as well. So DePalma, man coverage, he had to lead the picture.
Yates. Past the defender, up the middle of the field, past the 30-yard line, but short of the 35. He got 7 yards. They mark him at the 33. Banks on the stop of Yates.
You know, just getting crafty. Nothing there but a bunch of maroon jerseys in a hurry, so he tucks it and goes. You know, the difference, Sims probably has a first down, but hey, I'll take that any day to scrap, get me 7 yards on first down. Now it's 2nd and 3.
Quick little toss. That's Leonard, 8 yards. What do you think about what Dave Patnode has done so far with Yates in there at quarterback, James, as far as the offensive scheme is concerned?
Well, I think they've done a good job, first, of establishing the run. And that comes with toughness up front, being very physical by that offensive line. Great blocking on the perimeter. That helps to set things up for Dave Patnode on his play calling. And when he has thrown it, a lot of it's been play action, a lot of the boots get him rolling a little bit.
That's a strike at the 45-yard line. Leonard has the grab for 4.
4-yard gain on the play, second down and 6, ball on the 45.
Georgia Tech 3-6 on the season, 2-5 in conference play. They are 2-3 at home, and 1-2 against conference opponents here at Bobby Dodd Stadium, the oldest on-campus facility in the football bowl subdivision. 7th play of the drive at the 45. Hold on a second, penalty marker.
False start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
The penalties, it hasn't been a ton of penalties against Georgia Tech this year, but they've been at such awful times. The timing has really cost them. And here's a situation where this can turn pretty costly, because you're looking at a second down and medium. Now you're at a second down and 11. You want to get yourself into third and manageable for an offense that struggled on third downs.
Yates is 4 for 4 through the air. Decides to let it go. This one is caught. Gibbs in open space. Gibbs down to the 25-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs, in the pass from Yates, goes for 35 yards for Georgia Tech. There is a penalty marker behind the play.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense
coming back.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
I mean, showing off not only the run after the catch, Jahmyr Gibbs, but also showing you some pretty good hands there, catching that bullet coming at him from Jordan Yates. But an eligible downfield. Ryan Johnson, the right guard. I guess it could have been a couple guys, you know, late developing play, a play that takes that long to develop. Thrown it past the line of scrimmage. And just a crusher. You're knocking on the door of the red zone down at the other end. Instead, now it's a 2nd and 16.
Negating a 35-yard pickup. Yates on the run. Watch out. Near the 30. Just barely gets it away and throws it into the BC bench area. 2 guys right in his face, including Josh DeBerry, number 21 for the Eagles, as Yates tried to extend that play and threw it away.
These are the situations right here where you've got to be careful with a quarterback. It's not Jeff Sims in there who was running the show. And yeah, Jordan Yates he's played a lot of football for the Jackets, and he started a few games this year. But you still have to be very cautious. You don't want to turn the football over and give it to Boston College at midfield. Be careful with that rock. If it's not there, throw it out of bounds and punt it away.
That was the first incompletion of the game for Yates. Now 3rd down. Second time in this situation in the game. Yates buying a little time, flips it over the middle. First down, Kyrick McGowan, the senior from Dalton, Georgia, finds a seam within that BC defensive look.
Excellent job. Tim Lukabu, the defensive coordinator, chooses to only bring 3. They don't get a sniff of Jordan Yates. He has all day long, and that's plenty of time for McGowan to find his way open in the middle of that zone. So you've got 8 guys dropping and 1 guy running free right at the sticks. Know where you are on that field. Know where those drops need to be, where they're trying to get to. Big pickup, big 3rd down conversion for the Jackets.
They got 22 yards on the pass play to McGowan. This one near the 35-yard line. Kalani Norris. Tell you what, these Georgia Tech receivers come at you in waves, and Yates 7 yards. And the mobility and the throwing accuracy from Yates on display, James.
Yeah, and again, look at the protection. A little bit of a sidearm sling. Patrick Mahomes-esque. Whatever it takes. And another 2nd down and short. Getting ahead of those chains early in these downs.
This is the 10th play of the drive. Jordan Mason slams into the left side, gets to the 30, and Mason got 6 to move the chains. And that will be the last play of one of the most entertaining quarters we have seen all season long in our broadcast of the ACC, James.
Well, we got a couple weeks to go, too. It's all kinds of fun. They remember November. Isn't that what they were telling us from Boston this week? Well, we will remember that first quarter, and we've got 3 more to go. Quarter number...
College football production crew with you. There's Jahmyr Gibbs. with the rush. He went 98 yards for his first career kick return for a touchdown in that first quarter. Here are the numbers, James.
Yeah, and turnovers and penalties going to be big in a game as close as this one. 4 penalties for Georgia Tech. They've got to clean that up. And then the 1 turnover was a big one, seeing if they can do anything with it. Get some points, perhaps, off of those turnovers. And 11 runs to 7 passes. Make that 12 runs to 7 passes now in this football game for Georgia Tech. A 7-point lead. Looking to add to it here.
Yates was 7 of 8 throwing, 63 yards to 5 different receivers.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. They're first.
Yellow Jackets and Coach Jeff Collins electing to burn their first timeout of the first half of 14-7 against the Eagles.
In America, the future...
Death Valley, the 404.
This is the dimension of imagination.
Right, hot, poppable, simply unstoppable. Oh! Can he? Will he? It's Totino's or game over.
From all of his endorsement deals.
Dog food. So, what are you saying? Rocklahoma, Rocklahoma, da-da-da-da-da, Rocklahoma.
ACC College Football is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Visit your local Ford dealers today. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. We resolve to continue stepping up for you and your family. And by Yellowwood. Yellowwood. If it doesn't have the yellow tag, you don't want it.
Back at Bobby Dodd Stadium, Georgia Tech up 14-7 over Boston College. Now, after losing 4 games in a row, Boston College head coach came up with a motto for his team, something that's prevalent in the NFL. Remember November, and they used it last week. Huge win in the red bandana game, and he was telling us that remember November is all that matters now. There's 3 weeks left in the season, and that's what they're going to focus on. And it's not just something that they're preaching, it's something that they're living, whether they're in class, whether they're in practice, whether they're going up on one-on-one drills. Remember November, it's in the little details, the little things that they're going to bring into the rest of the season, guys.
Lauren, thank you. They forgot the details on defense as Georgia Tech goes down to the 1 and 27 yards for Jordan Mason.
And Tom and Lauren, what did they say in the NFL? When you run the football in November, those are the Novembers that you remember. Well, they've got to remember to stop the run as well. There's J.P. Mason, and quickly over the ball.
To the end zone and in for the touchdown. Yates hung on to it, Bates, and he's in for the score for the Yellow Jackets.
Big play by Mason to get him down there, and then an excellent job of getting over that football, getting set, making sure everybody was set, and defense still on their heels, reeling from the big run down near the goal line, punching it in. And how about the start for Yates? There's Jeff Sims going to slap him on the back. Taking care of business with the starter being out.
21-7. Jordan Yates has thrown for a touchdown from 12 yards away, and this time takes a couple of Eagles into the end zone with him from 2 yards out.
How about that one? Threatened to need a little back shoulder throw to Malachi Carter, but also showing you that he can get crafty with his feet, just like Jeff Sims, running the football for a first down, running it, buying some time, and completing the pass, and then the toughness down near the goal line from 2 yards out, holding on to that football. Most importantly for his offensive coordinator, Dave Patnode, right there talking to him and the rest of the offense. And 6 of 7, 63 yards, and the 1 touchdown, holding on to that football early in this football game.
That was our Greatness Made Here feature, brought to you by Synovus. Featuring Jordan Yates, second rushing touchdown of the season for Yates. Good to see Stewart in there. He slipped on the last kickoff. left leg went out from under him. But he's back out there to kick it off for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, Jude Kelly is another guy that can kick off, or onside kick, we should say. He's 3 of 3 on onside kicks this year, 2 of 2 last year. So it would have come to that late in this game.
Sinkfield fielded the kickoff, and he'll be down inside the 10. So Boston College had the long TD pass from Jurkovec to the direction of Flowers. That started the scoring, James, but it's been all Georgia Tech since then. The 21 first-half points, the most in a conference game this season for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Sinkfield costing him a little bit right there as he slips down. This ball goes down into the end zone. You're bringing it out to the 25. Instead, you're starting inside your own 10-yard line, trailing by 14. Jurkovec in this offense.
4 of 7 for 108 yards through the air for Jurkovec and a touchdown pass of 48 yards. 4th TD pass of the season for Jurkovec, seeing action in his 4th game. It's Hafley speaking with the officials, the head coach of the Eagles in his 2nd season. After great success as the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. In fact, in 2019, they were conference champs and played in the college football playoff.
I'm not sure what they're talking about. Now, if there was a fair catch call, it has to be by the player that receives the ball to gain the 25. I do know that. So if anybody else fair caught it, even though it wasn't him, it still would be a dead ball. They're going to re-kick this one. And I'm not sure why.
So it was Sinkfield who fielded it.
Offsides, we're being told now. It was an offsides on Georgia Tech. And costly, again. That's 5 penalties right now. See here down at the bottom?
Yeah, lined up offside at the bottom of the screen.
No. It's top of the screen. It's offside. He can line up right there if he wants to. He just has to be behind the ball, which is on, at that point, on the 35 when it's kicked. And it was up top. It was 2 guys, it looked like, up top. This is a very aggressive kick cover team, but you can't be overly aggressive and costly. Right here's a perfect example.
See what the difference is here. That's Levy, comes up to meet it. BC out beyond the 30. Levy fighting off Yellow Jackets. There is a penalty marker near midfield as well on the return by Levy.
That's huge, that penalty. You want your guys to be aggressive.
Jeff Heiser is our referee. Levy's return was 28 yards.
Wow.
There were 2 number 11s on the kicking team.
I thought I heard, James, 2 number 11s on the kicking team. That's King and Harris.
So a 5-yard penalty, and they're right at midfield just about now. How about that difference?
So when Sinkfield had fielded the initial kick, Boston College was way back inside their own 15.
Inside their own 10, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were at the 8. Now they're at midfield, and 2 penalties later. So that's 6 penalties now here in this first half, and 13-18 left in the second quarter.
So BC from the 47, Jurkovec. The pocket holds. He hits Williams. Reverses field to the 40, and Williams slides down there. Colliding with Jahmyr Walton. That's a first down for BC and 14 yards. Second catch for Williams.
Nice job by Williams. You hit those breaks. You got a lot of guys flying to the football and then take it back across the grain and get what you can. Get it upfield, move that football. BC getting into a little bit of a rhythm here.
Trying to go up the middle with Sinkfield. No gain on the play. Just inside the 40-yard line of Georgia Tech. Alex Sinkfield, the graduate student from Boynton Beach, Florida, and transfer from West Virginia. Jurkovec is the Notre Dame transfer. Notre Dame playing in the ACC tonight against an ACC opponent in Virginia.
Yeah, will Brennan Armstrong be able to go is the big talk. He's banged up. He's got the bad ribs.
They're saying James is going to be fitted for some sort of midsection flak jacket. Here's Jurkovec. Deep ball. Zay Flowers open and into the end zone. Jurkovec and Flowers again, and this time it's 39 yards for the Eagles. There is a penalty marker in the end zone as well. Zamari Walton was the coverage man for Georgia Tech. So Flowers already had a receiving TD of 48 yards. This one going for 39. Let's get the word from Jeff Heiser.
Well, I think it'll be a taunting penalty on Flowers. And again, just the coverage, just not all on the same page, letting these guys run free. And you better know where number 4 is at all times defensively for Georgia Tech. There you see the flag come out after he takes a bow. But 2 touchdowns to Zay Flowers from Phil Jurkovec and 2 easy touchdowns. Nicely thrown football right there to make sure. And a lot of times you'll hear quarterbacks tell you, the toughest ones are the ones where the guys are wide open. Jurkovec, no problem with those 2 shots to number 4. And chopping away at that 14-point lead, trying to make it 7 right here.
So that interrupts 21 straight points by Georgia Tech. Litton has the extra point. Jurkovec now with 2 passing TDs. Both to Flowers, who has 4 receiving TDs this season.
Just dropping it back. Protection. Plenty of time to find the man in the Golden Dome into the sunshine and into the end zone. 21-14.
When you need tires, make...
What the holidays give is meant to be shared. It's the new traditions that lift us up and the way our celebrations are prepared. It's making room for all so that our world doesn't feel so small. It's when moments of light bring us closer than before.
Home security that protects what matters most. And by the Works Nitro. The Works Nitro available at WorksNitro.com. Quick strike drive by Boston College and Phil Jurkovec. Just over a minute 30 to go. 55 yards on 4 plays. BC trying to get tricky there.
Yeah, it's something. You spend so much time watching this tape and you see things that stand out to you, and they probably saw. You've got a guy on the front line that likes to bail out early. Or Miles Brooks is the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket that finally fell on it, trying to beat the Yellow Jackets at their own game. As we mentioned, Jude Kelly and Georgia Tech 5 of 5 in the last 2 seasons at recovering onside kicks. But BC unable to catch him slipping right there. And there you see the scoring drives for the Yellow Jackets here today. Of course, that kickoff return by this guy, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs just inside the 45. There is no gain on the play. 98 yards. First time the Yellow Jackets touched the football was the return on the kickoff by Gibbs. The first of his career. He is listed as a freshman, but obviously he's got experience well beyond that.
The last matchup with BC, remember, he had the kickoff return that was called back because of the penalty. And that's the way he started things here in Atlanta. His first touch was against UCF.
He's going to be dropped for a loss this time. Josh DeBerry pulls him down, and that's a 6-yard loss for Georgia Tech.
Josh DeBerry's been so big for this defense. Has gotten banged up throughout the year. Second on the team in tackles. Leads the team with 5 tackles for loss. Got a couple interceptions on the season. 3 pass breakups. 21 hanging in there when guys like Sebastian are out. Maitrey are out. Of course, IGM. And a big drop for a loss. Of course, a 3rd down and 16. But Georgia Tech, surprisingly, has converted in big situations on 3rd. Let's see if they can get it done right here.
2 for 2 in the game for Georgia Tech from midfield on 3rd down, over the middle and incomplete. A couple of receivers had a shot at it. The first one was Kyrick McGowan. And then it was short of the reach of Carter, and so that brings up 4th down.
This was going to get interesting. It's a little bit late. They bring 4 originally, then a delayed blitzer coming in there, putting the pop on Yates, and that ball a little bit too high and hard. Or McGowan, he's got some room to run and may have moved those chains. Instead, Tim Lukabu, his defense with a big stop and forcing a punt.
First 3 and out of the game for Georgia Tech. Shanahan in the punt. Jalen Gill is the deep man at his 10. David Shanahan, the freshman, Castle Island, Ireland. Fielded just beyond the 15-yard line by Jalen Gill. Before we continue, a message from Works Nitro.
Meet Works Nitro. Powerful tools for any project with gas-like power without the gas. Fueled by PowerShare batteries to give you the power to outperform.
Tremendous game so far between the Eagles and the Yellow Jackets. They played last year in Chestnut Hill. Phil Jurkovec threw 2 touchdown passes. Had 94 yards rushing in that 48-27 win last season. This is what he's done so far today. The 2 TD passes, both to one of his favorite targets, Zay Flowers, number 4 in golden maroon. Jurkovec has the time, has an open man, 2 flags in the defensive backfield of Georgia Tech. So Barry made the catch for 5 yards, but we're going to have to hear from Jeff Heeser first.
Holding, defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's Tariq Carpenter. Watch the left side of your screen right here on the play action pass. Jurkovec looking over the middle first before he dumps it off to DeBerry. Nevertheless, fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. This be on the 25.
Jurkovec still has it. Stops and throws. On time and on schedule near the 40 to Trey Barry. What a well-devised play by Boston College, and Barry runs up under that one from Jurkovec.
Nice throw by Jurkovec, and Trey Swilling is beat on this. Watch up top. You're going to see the corner just giving chase the whole way. When you're beat, you don't look back. Think about it. Are you faster looking back over your shoulder and running? You ever see the guys running 100 looking over their shoulder? No, they put their head down, they run forward. When you're beat, you got to put your head down and try to get back in that picture. Nice throw there by Jurkovec. Here comes Flowers.
Flowers at the 30, flags come out. Did his face mask get grabbed on the way by? Sure looked like it. The pass play before that to Trey Barry was for 38 yards, and that was Flowers on the run. Walker is down for Georgia Tech.
Now this is going to be a face mask, and here's an example of getting the ball to
Personal
number 4.
foul, face mask, defense, number 13. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. First down.
And so Wesley Walker still down on the turf, being attended to as we take a quick break.
It's the quick. This holiday, make giving the inspiration for saving. From tossing out the holiday tree.
In a battle of the Carolinas, coverage begins at noon Eastern. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Wofford and North Carolina. Now, the Tar Heels, James, can become bowl eligible with the victory, but wow, what a gut-wrenching loss for Sam Howell and the Heels on Thursday at Pitt, 30-23. North Carolina shut out the Panthers in the second half, with Kenny Pickett threw the TD pass in OT to win the game for the Panthers.
Here's another look not only at the face mask, but the injury to Wesley Walker, who was called for that face mask. And he gets tangled up there with his teammate, Miles Brooks. And 7 penalties now for Georgia Tech to Boston College with 2. And penalties aiding in a big way on the last 2 drives.
Keep in mind, a week ago, Georgia Tech had a 4-point lead at halftime at Miami. A 4-point lead after the 3rd quarter, but could not close the deal against the Canes. Garwo, sophomore from Levittown, Pennsylvania, tackled by Jordan Dominic, also a sophomore.
Garwo went to Conwell-Egan High School. Same high school as Steve Slayton, former West Virginia Mountaineer, NFL star. Still in. I don't know if he's still playing. He's a stuck up number.
2nd and 7. Jurkovec takes off to the goal line. And Phil Jurkovec dances into the end zone for the Eagles from 8 yards away.
Phil Jurkovec scrambles in the backfield into the end zone for the Boston College touchdown.
Well, BC fans didn't have to hold their breaths on this one. He had a rushing touchdown in his welcome back game last Friday night against Virginia Tech. Went airborne and landed awkwardly. Remember, coming off that wrist injury, made him miss 6 games. This time, they go in untouched.
Connor Litton ties this game. 14 straight points for the Eagles. Jurkovec has his 2nd rushing TD of the season.
Yeah, design quarterback draw. Just right up the gut. An excellent job. Alec Lindstrom leading the way, getting up to that next level and taking out those backers. A nice job, too, by the rest of that offensive line. They're in a gaping hole there in that defensive front. Phil Jurkovec feeling pretty good. You saw the big smile on his face and had him on the back,
That's the obvious play from 8 yards out, James. His rushing TD a week ago against Virginia Tech in the 1st quarter from 8 yards away. 4 plays, less than 2 minutes. So that's 2 straight drives for 14 points and both less than 2 minutes off the clock for the Eagles to tie this game. Steven Ruiz to kick it away. And here they go again with an onside attempt. He tried to rocket that ball, and it was fielded. Looked like Trey Swilling on the front line. It's the other number 3, Ray.
They must think that Ray has the worst hands on this team. Let's get it down to Lauren Jabara.
Thanks so much. Boston College center Alec Lindstrom, who had that huge block on the touchdown. His brother and him have a really strong relationship. Growing up, they were best friends. They played football together. And Chris had success in a scholarship to come to BC. Alec told me he looked up to him in everything he did, followed in his footsteps, came to BC, said he helped me get better as a player. Very special bond. Growing up, their dad was their coach. And guess what? Not only did they play together in high school, they had bunk beds. In college, they were roommates. And now his brother plays for the Atlanta Falcons. I asked him if they were going to have some time to spend together. He said, no, the Falcons are playing in Dallas. But he was able, his brother Chris was able to go visit Alec in their hotel on Friday. So pretty special bond. He said, I'm extremely blessed to be able to share life with him and share all of these experiences. What are the odds, guys? Bunk beds in high school, roommates in college, following his brother in his footsteps.
Lauren, I want to see a picture of that bunk bed. That's got to be made of cinder blocks.
They have to be the biggest bunk beds you've ever seen, really, though.
I was thinking Step Brothers.
Yates escapes the pressure and throws on the run near the 20. Stretching for it was Sanders, and it's incomplete. Ooh, so close for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice job by Sanders to work and move to get open after the quarterback Yates gets on the run. A nice call there right on the sidelines. Hafley and his sideline helping out, making sure the officials knew that foot was out of bounds, but a nice try on the scramble. They'll bring it back, and here's a big 3rd down and 3, trying to regain some of that momentum because it all belongs to the Eagles right now, scoring the 14 straight points.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That play is under further review.
So there is a review, but based on the replay we just saw, it clearly looked like the foot of Sanders was out of bounds.
Right.
Was the right foot still down? It doesn't look like it, James. The left foot was out. Was the right foot still down?
See, and watch this. The toe is an interesting coaching point here. See, he's got possession, and the toe is in. But it's a continuation as the toe rolls to the heel. Had it been the other way around and you're dragging a toe, you get that toe in, and it's going to count. But going backwards, it's the whole foot. It'll be the left foot. See, that toe could be in, but it doesn't matter because as he rolls on it, it's out of bounds.
James, as we well know, you need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call, which on the field was incomplete. Is the evidence there?
No, it's not. No, it's not even close.
I ask you, Your Honor. Please approach the bench, Bates.
May I?
Jeff Heeser taking a look at that replay. Again, the call on the field, incomplete pass, taking nothing away from the effort by Adonicus Sanders, who James mentioned was the hero in that game at Duke. In fact, for Georgia Tech, that's their last win, James. September 9th at Duke, a game we called 31-27. Sims to Sanders, 36 yards. 51 seconds left in that game against Duke to get the win for Georgia Tech on the road.
And a tough one against Virginia where they came storming back. It was a Virginia Tech game, which was a tough loss here a couple weeks ago. They lost 26-17, and then at Miami.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
So a 3rd down and 3. Right here on the field, you got to think that this is, if they don't get it right here, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Today, the last ACC game of the season for Georgia Tech. The next 2 games, November 20th at Notre Dame, November 27th against number 1 Georgia. And it's here. They haven't beaten Georgia at home since '99. 3rd down play. It's not going to be enough.
No, they stuffed him. Jahmyr Gibbs may be getting back to that line of scrimmage, and here's your 4th down and 3. A great job. Look at the pad level. Up front fighting. And just stoning that offensive front. So here comes the Presley Harvin days are gone. He was drafted by Pittsburgh, and you've got a guy from Dublin and Shanahan in there, punting it away, trying to trap him down low, make him drive the length. Be on alert for a fake in these situations, though.
Fake on the punt. Georgia Tech will get the 1st down near the 35-yard line. They got 4 yards. They gave it to Dante Smith. Cutting across behind that snap. All smiles on the Georgia Tech sideline.
Special teams have been special in this first half. The direct snap and the handoff on the jet sweep. That gets going, but then you have to have everybody on the same page and blocking, and they do an excellent job of a hat on a hat and just enough for Smith to get it up across the line needed, and a fresh set of downs. Dante Smith just waiting his turn. He's an outstanding back, but he's had to share the carries with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jordan Mason. Huge pickup.
Yates looking. Throws it complete. Fighting for the 30 is Leonard. Got a little bit more, down to about the 27. And 8 yards on the catch and run. Dylan Leonard, the sophomore from Milton, Georgia, who goes 6'5", 246.
Got a sense right there they wanted to maybe go up top. You know, it's after a big turnover, a lot of times an offense will get out there and try to go to the end zone. Going with the safe bet, just picking up 8. Again, very good on 1st down, and looks like Leonard's having a tough time before this snap.
Leonard stumbled. Yates went over to him, and they've stopped play to check on Leonard. Leonard able to hang on to that ball, James, between the thighs.
Well, he takes a couple hits to the head, actually.
3 Eagles surrounding him.
There he comes in there early.
So the training staff and Jeff Collins checking on their tight end, Dylan Leonard. Leonard's the leading receiver in this game with 3 catches, 21 yards.
As cautious as they are with With those bangs to the head and guys being a little bit cloudy, it's well, they'll take extra precautions on the sidelines, making sure that he's okay to come back into the football game. Looks like Billy Ward's in there right now for him.
So Leonard to the evaluation tent. Billy Ward into the game. He wears number 85 for Georgia Tech. Yates gave it up to Gibbs. BC was ready. Only a yard. I mean, James, if there was ever a situation to run the fake punt, that was it. On 4th and short there on the BC side of the 50 for Georgia Tech.
Oh, absolutely. And BC had to know it. That, you know, punt alert, you're reminding them, hey, anytime you're near midfield, you got to be careful. Here's the 3rd down and short again.
Into the pile. This could be close. The spot is near the 26-yard line. That's what they had to gain. Yates got ripped off of that pile by Salah. Number 11 for BC. Now, based on what we're looking at right now, that might be enough for Georgia Tech. The yellow line unofficial. Here come the chains. Bates, where are the lasers?
That's what
we talk about this every week, don't we?
Well, and I'm not going to shut up until they bring out the lasers.
Now, you still need the chains and the markers for visual recognition for the players. No question about it. By half of football, Georgia Tech has a first down. This is again after the fake punt. Jeff Collins' team scored 21 straight points to take a 21-7 lead. Boston College came back with 14 straight of its own. Georgia Tech has the ball late in the second quarter. This has been an incredibly entertaining game. We thank you for your viewership here on your ACC stations and across your regional sports networks. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Lauren Jabara on the sidelines. Our outstanding production crew bringing you the pictures and sound. Yates is pressured and he's sacked. Cam Horsley comes in for the BC sack and a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Well, the big man, just 12 sacks on the season. This defense coming in, that's not very many. Horsley, a little bit of want-to, getting rid of his blocker, and the sophomore from Riverton, New Jersey, dropping Yates for a great big loss. It's 2nd down and 18. Right as he's coming out of that fake, play-action pass fake, Horsley's right there in his lap and drops a heavy load on him, 290-pounder.
First sack of the game for the Eagles. Yates is 8 of 11, 79 yards, trying to add to the total. He won't. Out on the edge on the stop. Josh DeBerry read it well. McCollum on the catch.
Who wants it more on the edge? Josh DeBerry right here, that's for sure on that play. Had a blocker on him. He just shucks him, gets rid of him, and a whole lot of want-to. Goes and makes that tackle. That's an excellent play by Josh DeBerry, the junior from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, De La Salle High School. Continues to get it done for Tem Lukaboo, the defensive coordinator. 3rd down and 22 now for the Jackets.
The 11th all-time meeting of the series. Georgia Tech with a 3-2 lead between the teams as ACC opponents. 3rd and long. Conservative call to Mason, 3 yards. Near the 35-yard line. They needed to get down to the 16.
Well, I think you have to punt it away in this situation. I mean, I think that shows with what they did on 3rd down. After going for it on the punt fake, they're leaving the offense out there on 4th down and 19.
Well, BC attempted 2 onside kicks in succession. So if Georgia Tech sends the punt team out, which looks like they're not going to do,
maybe even a quick kick in this situation. Maybe try to draw him off and let that play clock just go on down.
They're going to throw it. Yates, look out. Pressure comes from the edge. There goes Yates. Escapes 2 tacklers. Throws it down to the end zone and incomplete into double coverage. B.J. Harris was the receiver. That was one of the more exciting incomplete passes of the season, Base.
Collins says, put it down. That's a motto for this defense after a turnover on downs here, and Yates running for his life. You know, I'm not sure that I agree with this play call, especially on third down. You don't really, conservative call, you don't really chip away at that third down and forever, so now you've got a fourth and forever and a chance to pin a Boston College team inside their own 10, perhaps, make them drive the length. Instead, they'll start with pretty good field position up near midfield.
James, that's Salah for BC, the junior from Somerset, New Jersey, being helped off the field on that fourth down attempt by BC. Salah was the first man with pressure on Yates. He got away from Salah, away from DeBerry, and then threw the incompletion into the end zone. So Salah has gone to the medical evaluation tent.
Well, one thing's for sure, no matter where you are on the field, you got to cover in that secondary.
Travis Levy on the carry for Boston College for a yard for the grad student. He got hit by Charlie Thomas. Leads the team with 2 interceptions. Also the leader in sacks, Charlie Thomas. He's got 3 on the season. They haven't been able to get to Jurkovec all that much so far in the first half, James. And a TD pass of 48 yards and a rushing touchdown of 8 yards from Jurkovec.
Well, and I wouldn't expect him to get too exotic trying to get to it because they've had such a tough time getting on the same page and staying with these receivers in the secondary. You can't be too thin back there.
Jurkovec back to pass. Got rid of it, incomplete off the fingertips of Luchetti, who had a defender hanging all over him, and that was Ely, second leading tackler on the team. Kennard with the pressure on Jurkovec. We just talked about the fact that he's had time back there to throw a couple of long TD passes.
Playing with a broken wrist, Ace Ely, the captain of this defense, the transfer from Maryland. We saw him force the fumble earlier. Here he breaks up a pass to force a third down and long. He's playing through the pain. A lot of guys banged up this time of year. Number 10's one of them. He's out there getting it done, though, for his defense. Big play here.
1 for 2 on third down. Eagles deep ball, open man at the 30, diving attempt, and caught Jaden Williams. Another long chunk through the air for the Eagles and his third grab of the game.
What an amazing catch. Nice throw by Jurkovec. Be able to tuck that in and secure it the whole way through that somersault. And again, third down and 10. How are you going to let, I mean, if this has been the ongoing theme, unfortunately for Georgia Tech fans, time and time again, just letting guys run by you and there's no help at all over the top. Here's the all-22, and just up top, the defender down low is Trey Swilling, and he just tries to grab a hold of him. And it's, you know, when they're even, they're leaving is the saying. So when that cushion breaks down, it's time to turn and go. And you get caught flat-footed. That's why they could have thrown a flag for holding. They didn't throw a flag, but instead he's running free, and not enough time for the safety to come over the top and help right there.
Check it on Charlie Thomas. Jeff Collins, the subject of our Driven feature during halftime. We'll have the first half highlights. There are plenty of those. And the stats that will go around the ACC. Clemson and Louisville have already posted wins today in the conference. Jeff Collins, the 49-year-old from Conyers, Georgia, former assistant here at Georgia Tech. Played at Western Carolina as well. Here's what Boston College spreading around the well from Jurkovec. And the 2 long TD passes to Flowers. Jurkovec now up to 199 pass yardage. That's another design run up the middle. Jurkovec high stepping his way inside the 15. Takes a pop from Yates Thomas, got 12 yards. Jurkovec, who already has an 8-yard rushing TD, similar looking play, and a first down Eagles.
And these are the plays that make the big difference to this offense, to this football team, really getting their leader back out there. Yeah, these touch throws have been so nice, but when he gets going on his feet, he can really do some damage. Fresh set of downs for the Eagles here.
This is Jurkovec again to the 5, spinning to the goal line. Jurkovec is in for the BC touchdown. What a determined and rugged run from Jurkovec of 14 yards for the Eagles.
He brings hope that we can win every game, is what his head coach told us. And blocking down the field, a great job by Williams, who had the nice catch to help him get down there. And just the want-to from the big man, 6'5", 226-pound Phil Jurkovec.
Third rushing touchdown of the season. Jurkovec from 14 yards away, his second rushing TD of the game, and third in the last 2 games, James. Had one against Virginia Tech as well.
Yeah, he's so good at escaping. When he's back there dropping back, getting ready to throw the football, he can buy some time with his legs. And here showing you, on designed runs where we saw the quarterback draw earlier. It's such a nice addition to this offense. Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator, has called a pretty good game here in the first half. His Boston College Eagles up by 7, 28-21, and they'll get the opening kickoff. There he is, Signetti. We'll get the opening kickoff. He'll be calling the ball plays to start the second half as well after they come out of the halftime locker room. 52 seconds left here in this first half of play.
You see they average 355 per game. 12th in the conference, James. They're up to 329 in this first half. And Jurkovec has 237 through the air, in addition to the 2 rushing TDs for Phil Jurkovec. Jahmyr Gibbs at his goal line. Danny Longman just pops this one up. Georgia Tech tried the lateral. Return man Griffin slipped down. So it appears that they want to stay away from Gibbs on the last 3 kickoffs. 2 onside and 1 little pop-up kickoff as well.
And Ray's done a good job of holding on to those line drives right at him. This one a little bit different. And 3 ticks go off the clock, so 49 seconds with the 2 timeouts here for Georgia Tech.
And Billy Ward, who came in for Dylan Leonard, fielded that on special teams and then tried to give it to Griffin.
I wouldn't kick the Jahmyr Gibbs anymore. Not just Boston College, but anybody else that's got him the rest of the way, including Georgia maybe.
98-yard kick return TD. Little flip. This is Gibbs, eludes the first man. Gibbs cut down shy of the 40. So dangerous with the football. They got 7 yards on that play.
Got 2 timeouts here, but they're quickly over the football. They'll snap it under 30 seconds left in the half.
Georgia Tech had 21 straight points to take a 21-7 lead. Boston College responding with 21 straight of its own. 28-21 Eagles. Second and short. Looking this way. Complete 45-yard line. Malachi Carter scampers out of bounds. 8 yards on the play and a first down for Georgia Tech. Spot that ball, James, at the 47-yard line of the Jackets.
Good job by Carter to get out of bounds right away. So still with the 2 timeouts left, but now you're down to 14 seconds.
Georgia Tech this season 0-5 when trailing at the half. That is the situation. Staring them in the face. Here's Yates. Up there to 40, incomplete. Adonicus Sanders. End of the play, keep the clock rolling. Did not get out of bounds, James. They do have timeouts to work with. They've got 2. They've got to take one here.
Yeah.
Well, they're marking the ball at the 47 of BC in an 8-yard play.
In that situation, Tom, as a receiver, you've got to know, hey, we've got 2 timeouts. 14 seconds. You're not saving those. You're not going to be able to take them to the locker room. Get me what you can. Right now, get me what you can. And he tries to fight to get out of bounds and spends about 5 seconds doing so. They barely get this timeout off. So now instead of maybe one more play, he's tapping himself on the chest. He knows that he should have gone about it differently. But still, this is, they had some meat on the bone when they got the football back, and they should have at least given themselves a chance to try a long field goal. Instead, this is going to be a big heave towards the end zone. Boston College just needs to be careful. Don't help them out with the penalty.
So they have adjusted the game clock. It was down to a second. They have put 2 seconds back on with the ball at the 47 of Boston College.
It's something, too. You got Jordan Yates, who probably took a few extra seconds when he came to the line after that first play from scrimmage. It's the new guy. It's not Jeff Sims. So, maybe thinking, hindsight, might have been better to burn one of those timeouts right away there in the middle of the field.
So if they wanted to attempt a field goal, James, it would have been 64, 65 yards or so. So Macklea has attempted a 60-yarder, didn't make it against Northern Illinois. So they are going to go here on the final play of the quarter. Yates flushed out of the pocket, dragged down and got rid of it, looking for Gibbs, the closest man, and that will end the first half. Bates, what'd you think of that first half, my man?
This is fun. This has been a fun season. We had 148-0 game. Other than that, every place we've gone has gone down to the wire, and we've got another one.
Different energy around this game, Bates. Maybe it was a 3:30 Eastern start. I don't know.
Maybe.
Now they are trailing. They have not had success this season when trailing at halftime. 0-5 for the Yellow Jackets.
I think I messed it up there right before half. I said that Boston College got this second half kick, so I beg your pardon.
Well, BC had the ball first, remember, in the first half and took it down the field and scored.
That was a long time.
Jurkovec to Flowers. He has about 3:40 Eastern. Here's another short kick. They're staying away from Gibbs. That's for sure. This is Griffin. Field position will be reasonable, 30-yard line or so for Georgia Tech. But again, Gibbs took it 98 yards for his first career kick return touchdown. And that will not show up on the possessions for Yates and the Jackets in the first half. James Bates.
Yeah, and there you see the turnover on downs. And that was after the fake punt that was successful. To move those chains, get a fresh set of downs, but they got nothing from it. They had all the momentum right there, but unable to capitalize. Let's see how they come out of this halftime locker room if they got some energy.
First and 10 from the 30. Gibbs submarines his way for a 3-yard gain. Jahmyr Gibbs, the freshman from Dalton, Georgia.
Dylan Leonard grabbing his knee after that play. Remember, he left the game, took a shot to the head earlier. Good to see him back in there after that blow, but injured one more time, so Billy Ward back in there for him.
Leonard was the leading receiver with 3 catches and 21 yards in the first half. This is Gibbs left side, just short of the 40. That's the line to gain. He got 6, so it'll be 3rd and short for Georgia Tech. TJ Lamb on the tackle. Also Jaden Woodby in the vicinity of Gibbs. That motor never stops for number 1, although he will be substituted for here as he runs off the field. Mason comes in for Georgia Tech. Only thing that can stop Gibbs, the offensive alignment. He comes to the sideline.
Big 3rd down back, J.P. Mason in there right now, though.
3 of 6 on 3rd down. Mason burrows his way to a first down. 3 yards.
I made Jordan Mason my player to watch off the top. Just as much as anything, a tip of the cap for the hard work he's put in situations like that. They lean on him so many times on 3rd down and must-have pass situations. He'll stay in there, lined up in the pistol behind Yates.
Mason is a guy approaching 2,300 yards for his career rusher. This time it will be Yates. He's on the run. Freelancing. And the Yates down close to the 25-yard line. Spot him at the 27. DeBerry and Woodby had to combine on the tackle. Yates goes 30 yards for the Jackets.
Well, a little bit of a boot here. He's got an option, a run-pass option. McGowan is covered, and the defender, that's Elijah Jones, goes with McGowan. But there's nobody there but Marcus Valdez to give chase to Jordan Yates because he's already turned the corner. Big pickup.
Number 27. Hands it off. Mason. Rudely sent out of bounds. Cam Arnold. 2-yard gain. Junior from Gallatin, Tennessee. Jordan Mason. Georgia Tech with a 3-6 record. James, they can still be bowl eligible, but they must win out. That includes BC today, Notre Dame, and then Georgia comes to town. Maybe they're already in the state, but they'll come to town.
Yeah, won't have to go far to come to town. And the Bulldogs in a tight one with the Tennessee Volunteers this afternoon.
Play fake. Throw by Yates. closest receiver was Sanders. 2 markers are out. Elijah Jones trying to defend Sanders. Check on the penalty.
Jones has had to step in. The injury to outstanding quarter.
Pass interference.
Sebastian.
Defense, number 20. First down.
Yeah, there you see him get tangled up a little bit. Jones with the hand on the chest. Really, as the receiver came out of his break, looked to even stumble a little bit and help him to bail him out a little bit inside the CPI red zone. Now they go, thanks to that penalty.
2 for 2 in the red zone for Georgia Tech. The CPI security red zone, as James mentioned. That ball down near the 11. Yates kept it at the 10. The exchange was not all that clean. They got 3. Probably happy to do so.
Well, Yates with the right read as Jahmyr Gibbs was swarmed immediately, but like you said, a little bit slow on that mesh, and still able to get a couple yards, but still reading it the other way, and it's a gain of none, maybe going backwards a couple. So 2nd down and 7. They can get a first down inside the 2-yard line.
Ball just inside the 10. We'll see what Dave Patno, offensive coordinator, dials up. Yates with the improvisational skills to Gibbs. Breaking a tackle down by the 5. DeBerry on the stop, 4 yards. How about Yates reacting to the BC defense?
Crafty. He's in his face immediately. He's got to get rid of it. Look, little sidearm sling. How about the play to just hang on for dear life? Not by a jersey or by the pants. Josh DeBerry has a hold of Jahmyr Gibbs' wrist and not giving up. A good job in the open field by Josh DeBerry, who just continues to make big plays for this defense.
4 for 7 on 3rd down for Georgia Tech.
A little bit of confusion, it looked like there. Yates having a tough time.
Yeah, they want a timeout. Exactly, James.
That's smart. Well, I mean,
well, the crowd's booing, but you have no choice there. You're down to the 5-yard line, and it's 3rd and short.
And you're also down to your backup quarterback, to be expected. A very smart call right there, trying to tie this one up. We'll see what they come out with after the timeout when we return. Georgia Tech trailing by 7.
Imagine being connected.
Death Man, the 404, the Loud House.
It's game time, baby.
Enter Sandman, running through the smoke. Shake the gate. Fear the sphere. The packed house. You know what time it is. I'm coming.
An offense that will not be stopped.
Lockdown defense. Intensity, defeating your rival. Break the rock, dethroning the champs.
Who's gonna make a play? Who ties the game?
This is ACC football.
Hey, I can tell you're a fan. Lucky for you, nothing keeps you connected like AT&T 5G.
5G, huh? Is that fast?
Oh yeah, it's fast.
And is it reliable?
Definitely is.
What about secure?
Oh yeah, it's secure.
Love it.
How many of those you got? I don't know. You're very good at whatever this is.
You flatter me.
It's not complicated. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure.
It's not the first sounds of jingle bells that mark the official start of the holidays, or the first snow. The holidays start when you say they do. That's why our Black Friday savings last for 30 days. So shop early, or 5 minutes before the party. Whether you're a holiday planner or a procrastinator, we've got 30 days of savings for you. So make the holidays yours with Black Friday prices now through December at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Introducing Stocks by the Slice from Fidelity. Now you can trade stocks and ETFs for any amount you choose, instead of buying by the share. And Fidelity allows you to trade fractional shares of stocks and ETFs for as little as $1. That's more choice and more flexibility than you'll find at Schwab. All with no commissions, no account fees, and no minimums. Stocks by the Slice from Fidelity. Get your slice today.
Here in Atlanta, temps in those high 40s. with the Eagles leading 28-21. Time to check out our player comparison. It's brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Jurkovec back leading the show, 237 yards through the air. And Jordan Yates getting it done any way he can on the ground and through the air. 100 yards passing, the 1 touchdown to Jurkovec's 2. But knocking on the door, and there's coming out of a timeout. And this isn't it good.
Offense, number 34. Penalty, 3rd down.
It was one thing to use the timeout, not on the same page with your new quarterback in there with Jeff Sims being injured, but to come out of it and to jump and give a 5 yards free to Boston College, back it up the other way. That's a tough one right there. Too many penalties in this football game for Georgia Tech. Again, something they've got to take care of if they want to be in it late in the 4th quarter.
So from 3rd and short to 3rd and 8. Yates through the progression, being chased. Throws it. Too high for the intended receiver. Dylan Leonard. And that'll bring up 4th down.
It's been a Boston College defense that's been blitzing early in downs here as of late. This time they come, they bring the house on 3rd down. Good coverage down the field, and Yates on the run as soon as he gets that football. Excellent play call by Tim Lukaboo, the defensive coordinator. Force a field goal try. Here comes Samaglia.
You see what he's done this season. Made 10 of his last 12, 28-yarders. Samaglia. And Samaglia makes his first attempt with 10:22 to go. In the 3rd, the lead cut to 4, 28-24, BC.
As governor, what will Vernon...
Television. It clogs and clutters up the mind. It makes a child so dull and blind. They sit and stare and stare and sit until they're hypnotized by it. In almost every house we've watched them gaping at the screen. That nauseating, foul, repulsive screen. Television. They wonder what they've ever seen.
In that ridiculous machine.
America! After the past year-ish, everyone deserves something new. So, AT&T is giving everyone our best deals on every iPhone, including the iPhone 13 Pro with its amazing camera, like everyone that worked from home or welcomed a new family member.
They were all out of dogs.
Our deals are for everyone.
It's not complicated. AT&T is giving new and existing customers our best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off the Epic iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and extra trips. Job site delivery frees you up to focus on the task at hand. And if you don't want to buy equipment, you can rent it. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Flowers, couple of TD receptions in this game. Long balls from Jurkovec.
Yeah, 2 receptions in this game and 2 touchdowns. The new man back slinging it around. Phil Jurkovec in this one on the jet sweep. The handoff, he gets some yardage, and 15 tacked on is a face mask penalty.
Fresh Market, James. Discover the best. Zay Flowers coming into the game had 2 TD receptions, and he's equaled that total this afternoon. That's a pretty good average, right? 87, 2 receptions. What's that, 43 yards per catch?
It's not my contract, 43 and a half. Hey, 2020s, he's picking
Close
right up where he left off last year, one of the nation's top receivers. All ACC.
Yeah, exactly. You're reading my mind, James Bates. I mean, after 3 years calling games together, that's exactly what should happen.
Yeah, we should finish each other's sentence. I like it. I like it.
Leaving in Sinkfield deep. Never know what you're going to get on the kickoffs today, especially. And tonight, as we're past 6:30 on the Eastern Seaboard, Atlanta, Georgia. Temps in the high 40s. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Lauren Jabbar is on the sideline. I forgot to set my watch back. That's what happened.
Okay, you scared me.
Yeah. I'm still on daylight. Wait, is it? No, forget it.
I was going to ride to the airport with you, but not anymore.
Oh, that's okay. I'm so
5:30 somewhere.
Look, James, I'm so wrapped up in this game.
Yeah.
I don't care what time it is.
You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you. It doesn't matter. Just let them play.
Incredible football game. 28-24. Samaglia making that field goal. He's been perfect inside of 40 yards this season for Georgia Tech. Garwo on the carry. Carpenter on the tackle. Georgia Tech went 9 plays to get 3 points. And now BC with the ball and 12 yards for Garwo through the line up past the 35-yard line.
Garwo's had a couple big games this year. Mentioned just 195 coming into this season. Against UMass, he goes 160. In the Mizzou win, 175 yards. Had a 67-yard touchdown run in that one. They're trying to get him heated up right here in the second half now, but stuffed that time by Georgia Tech.
Maybe one for Garwo. Carried it 8 times in the first half for 36 yards. Andrew Thacker, defensive coordinator, Georgia Tech. Played collegiately at Furman. 3rd year. Also 2 years as the defensive coordinator and defensive back coach at Temple. That one to the Georgia Tech side of the 50 and caught. Jalen Gill. Thacker's not going to like that. 16 yards.
Well, and nice coverage. You know, again, too much time for Jurkovec, and he lays it out there. Good job by Gill to even go back, ball thrown a little bit behind him there. Goes back and looks it in.
Handoff goes nowhere to Garwo. It's a loss of 2. Zeke Biggers, 88. James, 6'6", 363. What?
He was a basketball player in high school back in Salisbury, North Carolina.
The freshman.
I wouldn't want to
Biggers. Bigger than what? Everything?
Everybody. I guess so. Good penetration there by Biggers and a few of his teammates.
Second and long. Jurkovec trying to take off. Turn that corner. Got dragged down near the 46. Amari Walton. Remember Jurkovec coming off with a wrist injury that was suffered early in the season.
You know, and watch him drag Walton. You know, this should be a no-gainer. Instead, he gets that corner turned and gets a couple extra yards. Quez Jackson is in there very aggressive. They're taking a look at it. That Hafley wants a penalty for the late hit on Quez Jackson. It's not anything they can review.
He's not going to win that argument.
No. But, you know, he may get squeaky wheel against the grease. He may get a call later on as they look at that replay together. Here's a 3rd down and 10, though.
2 for 3 on 3rd down of the game. Deep drop. Jurkovec escapes the pocket and then gets hit at the 45. Jurkovec paid the price for a yard gain. Lockhart and Jackson deliver the shot on Jurkovec.
Look at the coverage down the field. Jurkovec decides he's got to tuck it and go, and a great job rallying by Thacker's defense to get off the field. Now you got to make sure you get off the field. Similar situation, similar spot to Georgia Tech's fake in the first half. 4th down and 9. Got to be careful defensively.
Carlson punting for Boston College. Zende Ray down to 10. Wants the fair catch. Makes it successfully at the 11-yard line. Georgia Tech football and trailing 28-24. This is ACC football from Atlanta, Georgia, the Eagles and the Yellow Jackets.
When you think
this is the dimension of imagination.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles everywhere.
But where can we use them?
You can use them on any travel purchase, not just some travel purchases.
Venture gets a gold star.
What's in your wallet?
Of all the things that made Scrooge pout, he most disliked running and striding about. Until he discovered the Peloton tread. Sprinting and lifting sweat dripped from his head.
Good things happen to those who hustle.
His legs sang out like a Christmas choir. This grunt was hashtag on fire. Now Scrooge ran the holidays, no doubt. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's once monthly injectable Cabenuva. Cabenuva is the only once-a-month complete HIV treatment for adults who are undetectable.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider once a month.
HIV pills aren't on my mind.
I love being able to pick up and go. Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
With once a month Cabenuva, I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about once-monthly Cabenuva.
ACC football is brought to you by your local Sherwin-Williams paint store. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. And by Synovus, the proud sponsor of whatever inspires you. What a day and evening in Atlanta, Georgia for ACC football. BC and Georgia Tech, the 11th all-time meeting. Last playing in Atlanta back in 2012. And that was a win for Georgia Tech, 37-17. Bundle up just a little bit. Certainly not hot in Atlanta. Temps in those high 40s. If those folks made the trip from Chestnut Hill, they know it's balmy out for them. It's a nice evening. These guys, no shirt or jacket required.
It's a bit nipply, though.
Body paint all over the place here in Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Sun's going down. The nighttime's the right time. It's about to get heated up on the field here. You better believe.
You know it's 5:45 right now, James.
Okay, you got it right. You got it right in the break, right?
No.
Okay.
Fix the watch, we're ready to go. 6:44 to go in the third. Georgia Tech with plenty of synthetic surface in front of it. And a run on the throw at the 20. And squeezing that one, Kalani Norris. 9 yards. I see Yates very comfortable, James, on the run and throwing. Able to adjust to the situation and adapt and find the solution through the air or on the ground as well.
Well, it gives him time. It gives him time. It's right in his wheelhouse, his comfort zone, if you will, to get him on the run. Gives him a chance to really see down the field. He's not a super tall guy. This is a big player to be down on the turf right now for Jeff Hafley and these BC Eagles. It's Josh DeBerry. They've had Sebastian already out. Matisse, the safety. Mike Palmer's had to fill in for him. They can't afford to lose DeBerry.
Brandon Sebastian also out with a knee injury in that secondary. How about that view of Bobby Dodd Stadium? And don't forget, stay with us after the third quarter for the fourth, presented by CBI Security, starring James Bates. He has played that role to critical acclaim this season. And that's coming up, the fourth. It'll be a post-game review of the Louisville-Syracuse game, James, which was dominated by the Cards in that instance.
So that's a lot of pressure to put on me, because I didn't see
that. You don't have to do much. I just told you. It's going to be a recap by a couple of other hard-working gentlemen.
Okay.
So you're good this time. There's DeBerry. That's good news.
Yes.
Yep, DeBerry walking to the sideline. 6:38 to go in the third.
How's that working out for you?
from the 20-yard line for Jordan Yates and for the injured Jeff Sims. Hands it off. Gibbs got squared up near the 30-yard line. Jaden Woodby. That's enough for a first down with 13 yards for Gibbs. It's a hard-hitting evening here in Atlanta.
Well, it certainly is. Gibbs will take a breather, but a nice run, nice vision by the freshman from Dalton, Georgia. You mentioned that since Felix Service. It's Dalton, Georgia, the carpet capital of the world. So he's good on that carpet, good on that artificial surface, right?
Yates, the toss is deflected. There's a flag in the offensive backfield as Yates is slow to get up. All kinds of stuff happening here. See what Jeff Heeser has to say about it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 96, 15-yard penalty, first down.
You know, it's the fact that Ram, if he lets up, which I don't know if he could, all that weight, those 300 pounds TJ Ram does, but driving him into the turf after he's thrown that football is where you're going to get that flag. And a nice play by Vinny DePalma, breaking on that football and knocking it down. Almost had an interception, wouldn't have counted though. Instead, first down for the Yellow Jackets.
From their own 48 for Yates. Tucks it. 40-yard line. Accelerating down the sidelines and just stepping out of bounds. Jordan Yates.
Dylan Leonard has left the game a couple times already. It's going to be him coming around the lead block. That's one level. Then up the field, Kalani Norris doing an excellent job. There you see Kalani Norris blocking his guy JT Thompson as well. That's how the big plays happen. Nice carry there for Yates.
27 yards and a first down. The 25 of Boston College and trailing 28-24.
Gibbs, the ball carrier.
Smith. Valdez on the stop. Dante Smith had the ball. So Georgia Tech has now run 50 plays in the game. 28 rush, 21 pass. 300 total yards for Georgia Tech. 187 on the ground for Dave Patno, third-year offensive coordinator.
Good job last play by Marcus Valdez.
That's Smith. Almost got away. Came up short of the first down. Mike Palmer on the tackle, 7 yards. Dante Smith. So many talented backs for Georgia Tech. Gibbs, Smith, Mason. You'll see Griffin every once in a while as well.
That's why when you get your chance, you got to make it count. 2KT is what they call him. Big carry there on second down after he was stuffed by Valdez on first down. Gets it up near that marker right inside the 15-yard line. Third down and 3.
4 of 8 on third down. They want to throw it. Smith makes the move near the 15, fighting for that first down. He's down to the 13. That's where they'll mark it. And Smith earns a first down for Georgia Tech.
Again, Jordan Yates, cool and calm. The pressure's going to be right there in his face. Just dumps it off over the top of the defender. Mike Palmer almost got a hand on it. And then the fighting after the catch to move that ball up the field. Time and time again, we saw a similar type play and situation with Jeff Sims to his backs, Jordan Mason and Jahmyr Gibbs, down in Miami, Florida last weekend. Able to stay on the field and move those chains. So it's a fresh set of downs. First and 10.
7th play of the drive. Started at the BC 11. Here's Gibbs, and he gets pulled to the turf.
Gibbs carries the ball.
Maybe one. Vinny DePalma in on the stop. 3 wins in 2019, 3 wins a year ago, and stuck on 3 wins this year for Jeff Collins. And the Jackets trying to snap a 3-game losing streak after losing last Saturday at Miami, 33-30. Another fantastic football game, but the Jackets coming out of a short end against the Canes. There's a play fake. Yates looking to the end zone. It's intercepted near the 3. Would-be. Interception, Boston College, and the Yellow Jackets are turned back.
On this boot, JT Thompson's almost going to get a piece of the heels. The pressure's on, and the decision there would have been to tuck it and go and get what you can. Instead, he tries to force it to the back of the end zone, and he takes his eyes off of Would-be. Jaden Would-be, the former Florida State Seminole, with a huge interception right down near the goal line as Georgia Tech going in trying to take the lead. Boston College getting their first turnover of the day.
Second interception of the season, Would-be. Second thrown interception of the year, Yates. BC runs it up the middle.
Pat Garwo, the ball carrier.
5 for Garwo. Would-be making the play defensively. Yates was looking to the end zone the whole way and just couldn't make the magic happen.
What a great play, too. I mean, that's a ball he's not far from Yates when he threw the football, so not much time to react. Secures it. A nice pickup there on first down near their own goal line, this offense for Boston College. Gain of 5.
Blasting out past the 10 is Garwo. Trey Swilling on the stop. 7 yards for Garwo. Late in the third quarter. Boston College led at halftime 28-21. 3-1 with the halftime lead for the Eagles. Trey Swilling, the junior from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Good job by Garwo. Run through that first Would-be tackler. It would have been an interesting third down. Instead, it's a first down, a little bit more breathing room for Jurkovec in the Eagle offense.
Wasn't Would-be the guy who just intercepted the pass for Boston College?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking.
Brought down by Quez Jackson.
Did I call Garwo Would-be?
No, but you said he was a would-be tackler.
I like it.
We do have a player down for Georgia Tech. I wanted to make you think about that a little bit, Bates. Check on the Yellow Jacket down.
Don't know if we have a number on him just yet. 44 seconds remaining. It's an exciting football game. You know, this was a football game that we saw last week, and we've already talked about all the injuries. The guys that aren't here back in Boston watching this one on TV Would-be starters. Oh, there you go again. Oh, Would-be. But the injuries, you know, so many, more than I've seen in quite some time in the Miami Georgia Tech game last weekend. Most notably, Jeff Sims, the starting quarterback for Georgia Tech. Jordan Yates has done a fine job filling in for him. Is it? Still don't have a number. What number is that? Can you see it, Tom?
As we say in TV, efforting, it is Zeke Diggers, 88. And you saw it took a few guys to help him up. He's favoring that left arm, it appears. Good to see him walking off the field, but again, does have the left arm being supported.
Yeah, favoring that left tree trunk of an arm. That's a big old man, big arm there.
BC on second down off the toss play. That could be first down yardage for the Eagles. Drops at 25, and it will be with Garwo. That's 9 yards. BC rushing attack on display late in the third.
Pitch it over there. Run it behind Ben Petrula.
Towards the ground game, and Georgia Tech able to get a field goal, but the interception by Would-be down near the 3-yard line for BC. And Georgia Tech came up empty as they were knocking on the door there. Late in the third. We're in the fourth, early stages. 28-24, BC has the lead. That's Sinkfield. He took the hit from Ely. Ely's second in the conference in tackles, but out because of the targeting, and Sinkfield goes for 6 to the 45 of Georgia Tech here, second down.
They'll take that all day long on a first down. And this is what they did a great job of against Virginia Tech late in that football game. Just eating up the clock in the fourth quarter and running that ball at will. Huge boost for this offense.
Handed off. No. Jurkovec hangs on to it. He gets swarmed. And a flag comes out.
Figure out what's going on with this flag. A good job by Tariq Carpenter. Makes a wise decision to widen it and force Jurkovec back in, making sure he doesn't get that corner turn and force it back to your help. All your teammates coming from the inside.
After the play was over, personal foul, face mask, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, first down.
It's Jahmyr Thomas.
It's 10 penalties now for 80 yards. Jahmyr Thomas, leader of this defense. You know, an upperclassman, just a costly penalty. We're looking at a third down coming up, a chance to maybe get off the field instead. We give them another freebie via the penalty. 10 penalties for Georgia Tech to just 4 for BC.
Jurkovec looking back the other way. Short hops at the Flowers. Putting that one on himself.
Yeah, he is. And, well, and he knows. He knows if he puts a little bit of air under that one, there are a couple big bodies that are going to lead the way. And it could have gotten really interesting. Could have been interesting all the way to the house for Zay Flowers. Again, Frank Signetti doing a good job of figuring out ways to get the ball in the hands of number 4. That time his quarterback couldn't quite connect. So second down and 10 coming up.
9th play of the drive, started at the BC 3 after the would-be interception. Time for Jurkovec. Pocket collapses, he throws. Right near the 15-yard line at Garwo. And that is caught at the 14.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't. You got to respect the legs of Jurkovec. Pocket breaks down, you got to tuck it and go, and you got to step up and make the tackle. He's done so much damage throughout his career, running the football when nothing's there. And doing a good job, Garwo setting up shot, getting those feet in. First down for the Eagles.
First catch of the game for Garwo, who has 15 carries, 72 yards. Tries to go to the left side. Not much there for Garwo.
Good job by Tatum, who's the backup to Ace Ely, who they just lost to the targeting call. Coaches think he's really got a bright future. Riverdale, Georgia, Mount Zion High School, just knifing through right there. You see that opening? Just react and go make it happen. There's Ace Ely, a new rule here. The last couple of years, able to stay on the sidelines. You don't have to take it to the locker room. You just have to turn your helmet in because you're not coming back in. He's cheering his guys on.
Jurkovec into the end zone, back corner. And out of bounds, looking for Travis Levy. Ended up with the football, but he was out of bounds in that back corner. Christian Mahogany is slow to get up. Jordan Dominic was trying to catch up with Levy in the back of the end zone.
Just ran out of real estate there. So a third down and 10 and a big one. Can Georgia Tech stand, force a field goal, keep it at a one-score game?
2 for 4 on third down. Jackets looking for the stop. BC third and long, just inside the 15-yard line of Georgia Tech. Jurkovec, end zone. Flowers, incomplete. Jahmyr Thomas in coverage, Georgia Tech, and it's 4th down. Flowers did manage to get a hand on it. James made it look awfully close in the back of that end zone.
My goodness, too close for comfort. I mean, look at the coverage by Yates Thomas. Flowers able to move him off a little bit and still be able to go up and put his hands on it, but unable to secure it as he brought it down. What a great effort. And a good job by Jurkovec to just put it out there where Flowers had a chance. Nice coverage by Yates Thomas, forcing the field goal try.
Linton, 31 yards away for Boston College, and that is right down the middle. Connor Linton now 8 of 9 on the season in field goal attempts. Hafley's bunch with a 31-24 lead over the Yellow Jackets.
The ride of your life is closer than you think. For the first time ever, buy your new car entirely from home with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway.
All it takes for the McRib, with its tangy and juicy flavor, to be crowned the most important sandwich of the year is to simply return. The most important sandwich of the year is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's not the first sounds of jingle bells that mark the official start of the holidays, or the first snow. The holidays start when you say they do. That's why our Black Friday savings last for 30 days. So shop early, or 5 minutes before the party. Whether you're a holiday planner or a procrastinator, we've got 30 days of savings for you. So make the holidays yours with Black Friday prices now through December at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Next week on most of these ACC stations, the North Carolina Tar Heels host the Wofford Terriers in a battle of the Carolinas. Coverage begins noon Eastern. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Sam Howell and the Tar Heels and Mac Brown after that crushing overtime defeat on Thursday at number 21 Pitt, 30-23. We'll see Carolina next week against Wofford. A win makes them bowl eligible. Playing in the fourth now, James, 31-24. Boston College and Georgia Tech.
These Eagles trying to become bowl eligible themselves. Wanted 7 out of that last drive. They settled for 3.
That's pretty sick, bro. That's pretty sick.
So 7 points the difference. You know, you get the kicker, you know, looking at that football, you wonder if sometimes Georgia Tech might try to play a little switch there because he's kicking at the same place every time.
So that short pop up at the 25. That's Griffin. He got thumped out of bounds. Before we continue, a word and a message from Works Nitro.
Meet Works Nitro. Powerful tools for any project with gas-like power without the gas. Fueled by PowerShare batteries to give you the power to outperform.
Doing it is like the what's the robot mower that they have as well? I saw one.
The Landroid.
The
we don't need it here. This is
no, but they do. They're starting to do the paint the lines with robots. I'm telling you, they did it in Gainesville. I saw
machines are taking over.
Yes. No, I'm not kidding either, Tom.
11:57 to go in the fourth. Georgia Tech has the football. Yates. Gibbs reaching behind. And then flags come out at the end of the play. At least 2 or 3 of them on that sideline. It's a 6-yard play, but it could be more.
Yeah, they'll tack on 15 here. Let's start, though.
After the play.
How about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Unnecessary. 27 defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
27 is Cam Arnold coming in late on Gibbs.
I mean, Gibbs, you know, we see it quite a bit. A guy going back, catching it off his back hip before he can get going. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has to go completely, almost a yard beyond his body to pull that one in. Able to tuck it and turn it up the field and then helping him out. This BC defense with a penalty, a big one.
Whole left side. Gibbs tripped up near the 40-yard line. They're going to mark that just inside the 48 yards for Gibbs.
Tripped up by
Because Georgia Tech plays in the Coastal, Boston College, in the Atlantic, they haven't played here in Atlanta since 2012. The Georgia Tech win 37-17. The last win of the series for Georgia Tech was not in the continental United States, James. You mentioned it earlier. Dublin, Ireland, 2016. Gibbs down to the 30. Boy, when he gets rolling, watch out. The train is coming. 9 yards on the play as we go down to Lauren for more on Gibbs.
Thanks so much, Tom. Yeah, I talked to him this week, and he said it's something I've really been working on is seeing those holes. When I spoke to him, he said these are reads that when I look at them, I would have never made a year ago. In fact, he was watching some old high school tape and asked himself, how was I missing all of those holes? So something he's really been working on this season, and you saw what he was able to do against UVA. You saw what he's able to do tonight. He's really been coming into his own.
He is, Lauren. He's got great speed, and he just, you know, it takes some time. It's a different speed here at this level. And it's these great backs, they all have great vision. And that's exactly what he's doing when he gets the football in his hands.
Breaks the tackle, bounces outside. Look out. Got shoved out of bounds. More markers. Could it be another late hit? Mike Palmer for Boston College sent him into the kicking net. 9 yards. So that would be the second personal foul against the Eagles of a similar nature. If in fact that's what it is.
Well, it is, and on this same drive.
Defense, number 18. Colors half the distance to the goal. First down.
Yellow Jackets lucky that Gibbs is okay there in that net. And, you know, I mean, it's tough. You got all the momentum, and you're trying so hard to take down one of the more elusive backs in the ACC. Jahmyr Gibbs is so dynamic. You want to make sure you got him out of bounds. A little extra oomph. A little bit too much there. Costing him team.
This is Gibbs. Put the shoulder down and lowered the boom. The ball came out. BC's running away with the football.
All right, this will get interesting, Tom. Remember against Miami.
Really on the field as the runner was down. Second down.
Georgia Tech fumbled the football 4 times against Miami. They got all of them back. It came down to the review every time, and this would be a better look at it here. Oh, well, okay.
Really on the field as the runner was down. That play is under further review.
That left elbow may be down. Remember, they called him down on the field to take a look at it.
In America, the future belongs to everyone.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and extra trips. Job site delivery frees you up to focus on the task at hand. And if you don't want to buy equipment, you can rent it. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Garden fresh salad, drizzled with our signature Italian dressing. Or 4 homemade soups to choose from. Plus, fresh out of the oven breadsticks. Our famous never-ending first course is so good, you might just forget you still have more to look forward to. Enjoy never-ending super salad and breadsticks. On us before every meal. Only at Olive Garden. We're all family here.
Well, it's got to be the Totino's Pizza Rolls, Mark. That's right. Hot, poppable, simply unstoppable. Oh! Can he? Will he? It's Totino's or game over. Buy Totino's to get bonus My Team in-game content.
With Voltaren Arthritis Pain Gel, my husband's got his moves back.
An alternative to pills, Voltaren is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory gel for powerful arthritis pain relief. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Was confirmed. The left elbow for Gibbs hit the turf, and then the fumble occurred. The knees are not down though, James, right?
No, it's the elbow. And that's all that matters. Boom, see that elbow there, and here comes the ball now. Actually, the right wrist actually hits the ground as well. And the hand doesn't make a player down, but the wrist beyond up to that elbow. That's just like a knee being down, but that was well after the left elbow had hit. So good call on the field, and they get it right with the review. Confirmed, not stands. So
214 all-purpose yards in the game for Jahmyr Gibbs. After last week, he had 237 all-purpose yards, a career high. Gibbs to the end zone, and he barrels his way in for Georgia Tech. A 4-yard touchdown run. And we're an extra point away from being tied for the 3rd time in our game.
Big smile from Jordan Yates, the workhorse. Well, a little bit of a slip up there as he took that handoff, able to double clutch it, secure it as he went over the goal line. Good job by that right side of the offensive line to clear the way. The hot hand right now belongs to number 1.
Uh-oh. Off the upright. No good on the extra point. Brent Samaglia hits the upright. So Gibbs takes it in from 4 yards away to make it a 1-point game. Samaglia unable to tie it. Heavy metal for Samaglia.
We're all
tossed, buffalo sauce, hot honey flipped, boneless dipped, Arby's razzled, buffalo dazzled, hot honey $5 boneless wings and crinkle fries deal. Arby's, we have the meats.
Kevin! Kevin! Oh, nice. Kevin, where are you? Kevin!
Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays with Chase Freedom Unlimited. I'm gonna cash back on the gingerbread house.
Ooh, it's got little people inside.
And a snow globe.
Oh, I wish I lived in there.
You know, I can't believe you lost another Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
The classic Hollywood story. We meet the hero, the all-new Nissan Frontier. Tension builds, and the hero prevails. In Hollywood, this would be the end. But out here, we're just getting started.
Want more from your vitamins? At Nature's Bounty, we give you more. More immune support with the only vitamin C that lasts 24 hours. More restful sleep with the first ever triple action sleep supplement. We put more of our brains into helping your heart. We give you more wellness solutions backed by rigorous science than we ever have before. Nature's Bounty gives you more, so you can live bountifully.
Samaglia had been 28 of 29 on extra points this season. Gets a medium 5 from his head coach, Jeff Collins. This one off the upright. And the hold from Austin Kent.
The hold may be a little bit, you see that ball angled a little bit toward the end zone as opposed to talking it over and trying to figure out, he didn't like the hold is what I'm trying to say, and what it looks like anyway from up here. Regardless, you're trailing by 1, your team has fought their guts out to get back in the game as Stewart gets set to kick it away, and it's a Georgia Tech team. 5 of their 6 losses have been by 1 score. Just trying to figure out a way to finish and win a football game. And now you finally come back, look like you tied it up. But you got to deal with this, a missed extra point. BC getting the ball back now.
At the goal line, Levy. Flag is out. Levy past the 20 on the return.
Been bragging on BC. Doing a good job in the penalty category. The last drive, though.
Return, holding, receiving team number 29. Right penalty, first down.
That's 6 penalties total for Boston College now to Georgia Tech's 11. But 3 of them have come in the last few minutes of game time. The 2 15-yarders on Georgia Tech's offensive drive to help them along the way. And then this one, going to put them back inside their own 10-yard line to start this drive. 8:53 left to go.
Eagles up over 400 yards of total offense. They average 355 per game. That is 12th in the ACC. Leading by a point. That'll be a loss on the play. Sinkfield. They lose 3. Charlie Thomas, Jr.
Sinkfield injured, the running back from Boynton Beach down in South Florida, just north of Fort Lauderdale, off to the sidelines.
So Garwo is the back to the left of Phil Jurkovec. 11 of 18, 272 yards, and a couple of TD passes to Zay Flowers. Both of those were in the first half. Jurkovec has the football, and he's going nowhere. Fenced in by a committee of Georgia Tech defenders. A loss of 1.
Well, the motto, the marketing campaign used to be around here, together we swarm. That's quite a swarm right there by that defense of Georgia Tech. Hung together on that one, and Jurkovec going the wrong way. So 3rd and 14 now. That ball's back near their own 5-yard line. Where are they trying to break those routes off at? Got to know where you are on the football field defensively.
That student section of the band behind the end zone, behind Jurkovec, trying to support its team over the middle and threading the pass up to the 25-yard line to Trey Barry. Carpenter took him down. First down of the play at 22 yards.
Easiest throw for a quarterback is right down the middle of the field, and they leave it wide open for Barry. Where are they running those routes at? Where are they trying to break them off at? Just right down the gut, right down the middle. Jurkovec delivering a strike. The big Trey Barry, the transfer from Jacksonville State. First down, Boston College.
Second catch of the game for Barry, going for 22 and the first down out to the 28-yard line. BC runs it. Not a whole lot of success there. But now the clock certainly a factor as we approach crunch time for Jeff Collins and the Yellow Jackets. Trying to avoid another tough luck situation. BC trying to string together a couple of victories for Jeff Hafley. Virginia Tech last week, as they honored 9/11 hero Wells Crowther in the red bandana game. They're trying to take out Georgia Tech, and for Boston College looking for its first win in Atlanta since 2007. Jurkovec on the play fake. All day to throw it. He had an open man, a juggling attempt at the 45 and caught Jalen Gill. 17 yards, the juggling grab from Gill, and a flag is out at the 40.
Well, first of all, there's a defender there in the window sitting right underneath Gill, but then he just floats up. He almost like he gets bored, thinks he's going to come up and make a tackle on the run. The back end of it, how about Jalen Gill?
How about the collision between Flowers and Carpenter?
Collision as Flowers went low. I think it's just two guys. I mean, getting tangled up. Is that where the flag was? They threw a flag. But it was just a sideline warning, we're being told. Jalen Gill. How about that catch? Had his hands on it and then caught it as he went down to his back, hitting hard and moving the chains up near midfield now.
3 catches, 57 yards for Gill. This is Garwo taken down around the ankles at midfield with 4 yards.
Watch this catch, just like Johnny Gill. My, Johnny Gill used to sing. That is my. Wow, he's got it secured as that backside hits is in the field of play before that shoulder pad goes out of bounds. Outstanding catch, the transfer from Ohio State. Nice pickup on first down, 2nd and 5. Again, trying to eat up this clock in the second half like last week, Boston College.
This is going to be a first down and more for Garwo. Able to escape would-be Georgia Tech tacklers for 13 yards.
You know, and here's the difference. We talked about Georgia Tech trying to figure out what it feels like to win. Here's Boston College, and this is exactly how they finished the game last week against Virginia Tech. That 4-minute just chewing it up. Letting that clock tick down, moving that football forward here. They'll try to put some points on the board at the end of this drive. They're just chipping away at this Georgia Tech defense now.
Garwo again. The 3 points that BC allowed to Virginia Tech, James, last week tied a school record for the fewest in an ACC game. The last time they had done it prior to that, 2017, the red bandana game against Florida State.
Big plays, the chaos plays for Boston College. You've got to secure that football for Georgia Tech. Can you get a piece of that rock? Create huge turnover and put the ball back in the hands of your offense. Jurkovec and company content with letting that clock tick all the way down. Play clock down near 2.
Each team with a turnover in our game. Fumble recovery for Georgia Tech. Interception for Boston College. Garwo for 3. How about the names on this list?
Oh, Matt Ryan is here now. In it, man. Doug Flutie, Glenn Foley, Sean Halloran, and hey, Phil Jurkovec is just getting started. Missed the 6 games this year.
310 yards passing on the day for Jurkovec. Couple of TD passes, 13 of 20. TD passes of 48 and 39 yards to number 4, Flowers. Whistles as the play stops with 2:56 on the game clock.
First charge timeout. Boston College. 30 seconds.
So BC takes a timeout. We told you their last win at Georgia Tech was 07. Matt Ryan at the controls at that point. They went on to play the ACC championship game and lost to Virginia Tech in that title game back in 07. Here's what you got left if you're Jeff Hafley and BC with Florida State and Wake Forest. Wake in a big game with NC State tonight to perhaps decide an inside track in the Atlantic Division.
FSU, haven't checked in a while, but they were on top of Miami at halftime.
Not anymore, Bates.
No? Oh.
Into the 4th quarter and 21-20 Miami. Trying to extend their winning streak.
Always a big game, no matter where those two programs are. It's such a fun rivalry. Love them or hate them, both of those teams. College football is more fun when Florida State and Miami get together. They're the gossip.
How about this
football weekend?
James, for Georgia Tech, Notre Dame and Georgia. Georgia Tech has not beaten Notre Dame since 07 with a win in South Bend, 33-3. This is the 10th play of the drive. Jurkovec, all kinds of room. A lane to the end zone. And for the 3rd time of the game, Jurkovec with a rushing TD for the Eagles. This one is 31 yards.
Phil Jurkovec carries the ball into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown.
Coming out of the timeout, everybody with a white jersey on thought Garwo was going to get that football on 3rd down and short. Jurkovec pulling it. And again, trotting untouched into the end zone.
So Litton to give BC an 8-point lead.
To go in the 4th quarter. The score is now Boston College.
Dominic goes crashing down. And Jordan Dominic, unless he has some different assignment, he's got to do a better job of containing on that edge. He's not going to be the one that makes that tackle chasing down Garwo from behind anyway. You got to play within that defense. Everybody's got to be on the same page and do their job, not the guys next to you. You got to trust your guys. And a nice play call by Frank Signetti, offensive coordinator for these Eagles.
How about Jurkovec with the 3 rushing TDs? Last week against Virginia Tech, he ran for 65 yards in a rushing TD. Tonight, 71 yards and 3 scores on the ground, 2 TD passes and over 300 yards passing. Part of an elite group at Boston College, as we showed you a moment ago, including the names Matt Ryan and Doug Flutie and Glenn Foley. This is Griffin. They're keeping it away from Gibbs. If you weren't with us at the beginning, Gibbs had the 98-yard return. Kick return TD. For more of that Boston College quarterback, here's Lauren.
Thanks so much. Yeah, Phil Jurkovec is one of those guys that head coach said brings hope to this team. And I talked to Alec as well, the center for Boston College, and he goes, he's one of those guys that no matter if we're practicing, no matter if we're in their locker room, he's just bringing so much energy and intensity. And I was standing over there on the Boston College sideline, and before every single drive, he's like, this is our drive, guys, let's go. You could just tell the sense of calm that he brings this team, how much they trust him, and how much hope he does bring that Boston College team.
Near interception for BC, Lauren, in that secondary with a 45-yard line. Cam Arnold.
I think the big word there, too, from Lauren is hope. And how many times on our call with Jeff Hafley did he say, hey, he brings hope to the whole team that we can win every single game. And Jordan Yates needs to settle back down a little bit. Remember, a little while ago here in the second half, he had the interception to Woodley as they were driving, taking it down, looking to punch it into the end zone. That one nearly picked off, so a 2nd down and 10.
BC went 10 plays and 90 yards to take a 38-30 lead. There are penalty markers out. I see at least 3. Kalani Norris, the receiver for Georgia Tech.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
5 yards, you know, it's you're looking at a 2nd down, 10 coming up, or 3rd down and 10 rather. Instead, you're going to move it up a 2nd down and 5, helping him out. These costly penalties in the second half help out Georgia Tech. Won't help them out at all. Got to clean things up now. The tables have turned a little bit in the penalty category. BC helping out.
Yates spins it too far and out of bounds. McGowan, the closest yellow jacket to the football.
It's 3rd down and 5.
2:27 on the game clock. Yates in for Sims. Coach Collins had to go to Yates. Sims fighting a myriad of injuries, including a shoulder injury to his throwing arm. And so Yates has come in, had a nice game, 16 of 25, James, 121 through the air and a touchdown pass. Also a rushing TD for Yates, a 2-yard run in the 2nd quarter. BC had the 28-24 lead after the 3rd quarter and led at halftime, 28-21.
So Hafley using Boston College 2nd timeout of the second half. 1 timeout remaining for them, 2 for Georgia Tech.
Around the ACC Thursday, the OT win for Pitt. Clemson gets a victory. Louisville on top of the Orange.
Look at the points Virginia Tech is putting up, 40 on Duke in the 4th quarter. They only scored 3 against this BC defense last week. And Wake Forest, NC State about to go. That'll be fun.
Miami trying to win 4 in a row after their early season struggles under Manny Diaz. Trying to beat their in-state rival and leading in the 4th. Just an 8-point game here with 2.5 minutes to go. Yates has to figure something out. Throws on the run. Gibbs Couldn't break the tackle. He's near the line to gain, which was about the 43-yard line. Arnold on the tackle of Gibbs for 5 yards. It is a first down. It is a first down.
Jordan Yates, good job under pressure. Again, whatever slot he has to move that arm to get it out, he's delivering it. Gets it to the right guy to move those chains. Fresh set of downs for Georgia Tech.
Yates again gets wrapped up. Brandon Barlow. Loss of 4 and a sack for Brandon Barlow.
Getting to the quarterback early. These downs. On first down there, a nice sack. Coming in with 12. They've had a few here today. Boston College has on defense.
Yates, pass deflected over the middle. Vinny DePalma got a hand on that one. Just like that, James, third down and long.
Tom, I think Yates is at his best when he's on rolling, bootlegs, when he's rolling a little bit and throwing that football. Yeah, that's where he threw the interception to Woodby, but I think it gives him a little bit more of a chance, and I think he looks a little bit more comfortable when he's on the fly and delivering that football. Again, he's about 5'10", so he's in there with these big bodies, and he can't see that whole field really well. So a third down and 14.
They've been good on third down. 6 of 10, but this is third and long. From inside their own 40 for Yates. Ability to run and throw, and that one was going to be a tough play all around. And it's incomplete to Norris. 1:36 on the game clock.
And down here to the fourth down. Obviously, they'll have to go for it here. Went for a fourth down and 19 earlier in the game, only to be shut down. There you see the 1 of 2 on fourth down. The one conversion was on a fake punt. That's not him, but his defensive coordinator told him we'd wish his mom and Baya a happy birthday. She's watching it. Funny talking to him. He said, my mom has come a long way. There he is. There's 10. He said, you know what, my junior year in high school, she finally started to kind of understand the game of football, and he loves it. Loves his mama and wanted to wish her a happy birthday. So, nice birthday present if they can become bowl eligible with a win here tonight. One more play away, perhaps, for Lukabu and his defense.
Lukabu was with Hafley at Rutgers, Cincinnati, and San Francisco in the NFL as an assistant. 10-played linebacker Colgate, and running this BC defense and trying to make this 38-30 score hold up. And it's fourth down for Georgia Tech and long. Yates in the second half, just 5 of 11 for 30 yards and an interception, and that was at the 3-yard line by Woodby. So that erased any chance of points on that drive late in the third quarter for Georgia Tech. Here we are late in the fourth. An 8-point difference in a lead for the Eagles. 4th and 14 from their own 39-yard line. Pressure on Yates and the blitz, and he's dragged to the turf. Boston College with the sack. They may have stripped the football at the end of the play also. Either way, it's BC football. J.T. Thompson has the football for the Eagles. Valdez was first on the scene with the pressure and the blitz on Yates.
Wow, bringing the heat, dropping an end, and it's only 4 that they bring, but it must have felt like about 12 bodies coming at him for Jordan Yates because they were there in a hiccup. And there's defensive coordinator Tim Lukabu. Excellent job by his defense here down the stretch when they needed him the most. Wow. Great big win on the road. These Boston College Eagles, after snapping that 4-game losing streak, back-to-back wins now.
Garwo carries the ball.
They can hold on to this football and run it out, and that would be win number 6 in bowl eligibility. And on the other side of the field, Jeff Collins We've hit on it quite a few times in this football game. That is now looks like to be 6 of their 7 losses, one-score games. Just can't find a way to finish these games. You can't find a way to win.
If the score holds up with 1:21 to go, it would also be the Eagles' first win away from Chestnut Hill this season in conference play. 0-3 coming into the game against Jeff Collins and the Yellow Jackets, who have lost 4 of their last 5, and they are staring defeat in the face with 1:21 to go and trailing by 8. The Eagles have the football near the 15, and Georgia Tech on second down. They're going to run it with Garwo. He rolls to the 10. 4 yards for Garwo. So Georgia Tech had a chance to tie this game. Gibbs plows his way into the end zone. You're an extra point away. Samaglia, no good. No good. Jurkovec, end zone please for the 3rd time in the game. And that one 31 yards away, combined with rushing TDs of 8 yards and 14 yards. Those first 2 rushing TDs for Jurkovec were in the first half. And here in the 4th quarter, that 31-yard touchdown run. The difference right now for Yates and the Jackets. And again, James, it could be a single-digit loss. And that would be the 6th of the season by 9 points or less if this score holds up with 1:14 to go. Razor-sharp edge in the ACC, without question. Not only for Georgia Tech, but across the league, but it's supported by the evidence and the close losses for Georgia Tech.
They'll have to kick this field goal. Let it tick down, obviously. No more timeouts left for Georgia Tech. So, with a successful field goal, make it an 11-point game, and Georgia Tech would have to go to work really fast. And then if they can make some magic happen, they've made magic happen time and time again with an onside kick. But first things first, see where we go with this.
27 yards away, Litton. That's up and good. So he's 2 for 2. 31-yarder and a 27-yarder, both in the 4th.
25 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. The score is now.
And that would appear to cement this victory for Boston College. Connor Litton, the freshman from Christiansburg, Virginia. He's only missed once all season. He's now 9 of 10 on the year. Jeff Hafley, what do you say? It's good. From 27 yards away.
Well, now more than ever, you don't kick it deep to number 1, Jahmyr Gibbs. But also, if I'm Georgia Tech, I may try to switch those spots or run some sort of reverse to Jahmyr Gibbs, because they've kicked at the same spot. Jahmyr Griffin every single time. Switch it up right now. They don't do it. Here we go.
Short kick, 25-yard line. Griffin. And now just 21 seconds on the clock. This is the last ACC game for the Jackets. Florida State and Wake Forest still on the schedule for Boston College. A couple of Atlantic Division opponents. Notre Dame and Georgia still on the schedule for Georgia Tech.
You mentioned those 3 wins, and it certainly looked like this year was the year that this Georgia Tech team under Jeff Collins was going to get over that 3-win hump. And not to say that they still can't do it, but 2 tough teams left on that schedule. Notre Dame and the #1 team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs, right now.
340 yards of total offense, Georgia Tech. 505 for BC. Yates darting near the 50 for 6 yards. No timeouts. Final seconds. Georgia Tech trying to get one more play off. just barely did it. This is the last play of the game. Yates unable to get rid of it. Boston College 41-30. And the first win in Atlanta since 2007 for the Eagle program. Jeff Hafley's team is bowl eligible, 6-4 in the year. Georgia Tech, James, now 3-7. So Boston College wins at 41-30. Join us next week. Most of these ACC states.